big smile on her face. She has a big secret. And that lady that bakes those delectable, rich and moist cakes, I'm telling you, she too has a big secret. Even your workmate that brings those delightful, mouth-watering scones, his wife has a big secret. Now let me tell you their big secret. Big Tree Double Action Baking Powder. It's tumbui.
Big Tree Tumbui Baking Powder is a very affordable all-purpose baking powder that produces tender cakes, muffins, pancakes, soft biscuits, and perfect cookies. Big Tree Baking Powder. It's tumbui.
I can't wait to get home and watch Mpali. Alauja, amani tinkisa.
Mommy, you and your logic. I don't want to burst your bubble. But mommy, imani mpali every day.
Mutinta is right, Mom. Enjoy your mpali for sure. But take some time to check out all the amazing things to watch on your DSTV. There's a whole world waiting for you. Music on Trace Africa, Comedy Central, Come Dine With Me, Housewives of Durban, Crime and Investigation on ID Extra, Discovery Channel, and the Home Channel. And there's a package fit for your family's budget. So come on, Mom. Pick up that remote, click here and there. You'll be surprised how much is there to enjoy.
Okay, lelo zatamba kuli Uncle Imbani, and then titambe makofi, and then telemundo. Okay, but there's a lot.
And all of this Nianu. DSTV Zambia. It's your moment. T's and C's apply.
Mums, the world may be different, but your love remains the same. This Mother's Day, get 10% off your purchase of a 900-gram tin of Nestle Nido Fortigrow. Nido, your love, their future.
Throughout our lifetime, we are faced with choices. Whether to stay or leave, wake up or hit the snooze button, tea or coffee, take flight or fight. Ultimately, you must stand by your decision, whatever that is, and be ready to face the consequences.
In Season 5 of Mpali, unity is compromised against the Nguzus. A choice must be made. Continue with the legacy or accept unpleasant new beginnings. And both choices come with mixed feelings for everyone. Get and stay connected to DSTV and GoTV Super to witness the tension-filled Season 5 of Mpali every Monday to Friday at 20:30 hours on Zambezi Magic, DSTV Channel 162 and GoTV Super Channel 5.
Can you believe that's thunder hitting a bus 7 times and is still alive? Crazy, right? Nah! Catching all 5,760 minutes of the action-packed FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022 live on Supersport on GoTV. Now that's crazy. Love it.
Hey, Murenga boy. Yo, the news is not a pretty sight, boy.
You and your news channels. Now, I don't want to burst your bubble, but there's more to life than news, my man.
John is right, Mulenga. Enjoy the news for sure, but take some time to check out all the amazing things to watch on your DSTV. There's a whole world of adrenaline for you. Formula 1, Bola Yapa Z, Premier League, La Liga, and the World Cup within the course of the year. It's fire, man. There's jokes for days on Comedy Central, National Geographic, facts galore on the History Channel, you name it. And there's a package to suit your pocket. So come on, Mulenga. Pick up that remote, click here and there. You'll be surprised what great stuff you'll find.
Hey, Mulenga, you were right. The basketball ESPN is bouncing, my man.
And all of this, Nianu, DSTV Zambia. It's your moment. T's and C's apply.
Hello? It's on? Okay. We went around town asking a few ladies about the secret behind the beautiful skin. And here's what they said. Hey, check. There's one.
My beauty secret? There is no beauty secret. Well, at least not anymore. I just use Medihead soap. Not only does it thoroughly clean my skin, but it clears all my pimples too. Let me confess this. For so many years, I covered, concealed, and hid my pimples with heavy makeup, just left my skin with more black spots. It was stressful. The more I tried to fix it, the worse it became. And then one day, I was introduced to Medi-Heb soap. Within the first weeks of using Medi-Heb soap, I started seeing the difference. And then the acne disappeared. My new skin is now silky smooth, clean, and peel-free. No more blackheads, no more acne. It's all gone.
Medi-Herb. Nature knows best.
Trade Kings, improving lives.
We came, we saw, we conquered, and we continue to grow. Watch what you hear. Radio Gone TV. Sun FM TV would like to welcome the following towns to Top Star Channel 91. Ndola, Kitwe, Luanshya, Mufulira, Kalulushi, Chingola, Chililabombwe, Kapiriamposhi, Kabwe, Lusaka, Kafue, Choma, Mazabuka, Livingston, Chipata, Chinsali, Kasama, Mansa, Solwezi, and Mongo. Feel free to interact with us and let us know where you are watching from. Only on your Top Star Decoders Channel 91, Sun FM TV. Radio Gone Rogue. Radio Gone TV.
Lord House.
Bola ya bakulu kulipe kampombwa monga batipisha panyumba tingolonga timachita city.
Yes, it's a good morning to you who's tuned in to your favorite show on Sun FM radio and TV. This is Sports with the Boys. With me, Lamek Zulu, a.k.a. Four Legs, keeping you company until the hour of 11. So much to talk about. I know that Zambia won. Last week when we were in the studio, we were doing it in style. Chimona wa Zambia, Chester obviously was blessing the studio, but now it's a different story. I mean, the boys did us proud. On Saturday, they managed to beat, Comoros. That's on Tuesday, sorry. They managed to beat Comoros 2-1. On Friday, obviously, we came short. Ivory Coast was on top of things, but anyway, on Tuesday, we made amends. And Enoch Mwepo and Cleans Kangwa was the man of the moment. We were scoring that brilliant free kick. And I know, breathing a lot of life into Zambian supporters. They've now come to age and they are now supporting, believing in the team. Can Zambia go to the Africa Cup of Nations? That is what we're going to be looking at today on Sports with the Boys. Also, Bruce Mwape was yesterday did name his squad for the Morocco 2022 Awcon. That is the Women Africa Cup of Nations. We'll be looking at those names and we'll actually critically look at the team and analyze who's supposed to be in the team and who's not supposed to be in the team. And then also, FAZ is planning to open a coaching school. So coach yaliama course mwari yako kat 4 days wamipera aka paper yashidi hapo nomba twakora ro shapa degree. That's the beauty about football. Anyway, we're looking at that as well. We'll give you the results of the AFCON qualifiers, the rest of the AFCON qualifiers that obviously that were played during the week. And we'll be actually critically looking about the playoffs, obviously. Mutondo Stars doing Copper Belt proud, beating their opponents, Katete Rangers 6-0 in their first game. Anyway, we'll look at that in depth. I'm not alone in the studio. I've got two gentlemen. Melvin Melek joins me today. I was expecting him to be somewhere, but unfortunately, or should I say fortunately, he's here. I will not mention where you're supposed to be. But anyway, he's here with me today. How are you? I know you're all smiles. You have so much faith in Zambia.
Yes, good morning, Folex, and good morning, Chanda. Good to be here once more to talk about football and any other game. What more with Zambia recording, first competitive win in the AFCON qualifying, a match against Comoros played at Hero Stadium on Tuesday. Yes, good morning to our listeners and our viewers. Stay tuned and watch Sports with the Boys.
Obviously, and then making his debut is Peter Chanda, who joins us today on Sports with the Boys. Peter, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine, Lamek. Thank you for having me. Good morning, viewers and listeners.
Okay, let's get into it, gentlemen. Let's look at the team that Bruce Mwape has assembled before we talk about the CHIPOLOPOLO. Let's look at some of these girls, and let's talk about what we expect as Zambia plays the Women Africa Cup of Nations. Remember, we are drawn against Cameroon, Tunisia. What's the other team? Is it Togo or something?
Togo.
Yeah, Togo, yes. Yes. Let's look at the team that Mwape has named today. And let's look at the goalkeepers' full squad. We have Hazel Nali. Hazel Nali obviously applies a trade in Turkey. We have Letitia Lungu from Zescondola Girls. Catherine Msonda, Indoni Roses. Catherine Msonda, remember, she did save penalties in the COSAFA, obviously. So if you are a follower of Zambian football and women football in particular, you might know that name. And then midfielders, we have got Misozi Ronaldo Zulu. She's actually nicknamed Ronaldo, formerly of Indoni Roses. She also plays a trade in Turkey. Irene Lungu from Green Buffaloes, Mary Wilombe from Red Arrows, Everett Susan Katongo from ZISD Women, and Abel Chitondo, Zescondola Girls. Then we have Maweta Chilenga from Busa. And then strikers, we have Barbara Banda, the usual suspect, obviously, who plays a trade in China. She will soon be switching to Spain, where she's going to be joining Real Madrid women team, yes. And then we have Mambepa, obviously, from Lusaka Dynamo's ladies team. Grace Chanda, who formerly of Zesco Girls, Red Arrows, now she's in Kazakhstan. And then we have Ochumba Oseke Lubanji, who's from Red Arrows, Noria Sosala from Indeni Roses, Natasha Nanyangwe from Green Buffaloes. So let's look at this squad, gentlemen. I'll begin with you, Peter, because you've been following these ladies, I don't know for whatever reason. Just the squad itself, your take.
The squad looks formidable. Looking at the current squad and players playing both local and international, I would say this is the best the coach can do. I can't see Priscilla Chilufia. I can't see Rachel Kundananji. However, the squad looks good. I have faith in the girls that will do better. Mind you, this is not just at the Awcon. That's the African Women's
Africa Cup of Nations, yes.
The winners from the group goes through to the World Cup. So it's huge at stake, and the coach Mwape knows what he's fighting for and what the girls need to do for him to triumph at the Awcon as well as qualify to the World Cup.
Yeah. I mean, can these girls take us to a promised land? Because there are certain names that are missing. Obviously, Rachel Kundananji is one of the girls that you would want to be in that squad. There's also the Rachel Nachula was also missing in this particular squad. I mean, obviously, people might be wondering, why are these girls not part of the squad? But anyway, that's a question that Bruce Mwape can answer. But looking at the group itself, Melek, Tunisia, Togo, Cameroon. I mean, Cameroon are our usual customers. Can we beat them? I mean, we went to the Olympics at their expense. Obviously, there's revenge at stake, just like Ivory Coast did it, in style.
Yes, Forex. Zambia, of course, will be looking at revenge, especially that the young women national team did stumble at the hands of Cameroon at home and also in Cameroon. So looking at the team that Bruce Mwape has assembled, for me, I think the team looks formidable, despite Lecho Kundananje, who is a top striker, and also Recho Nachula, being omitted in the team. But going with this team to Morocco, I think Zambia will certainly perform well because if you look at the group itself, Group B that Zambia is pitted in, we have Tunisia, Togo, and Cameroon. And if you look at the group, Zambia, of course, and Cameroon, for me, I think they're two teams which looks favorite to progress into the next round. So the team, despite the two, usual suspect of Rachel Kundananje and Nachula and the others who have been omitted, for me, I think the team is still certain that we can still perform well at the AFCON in the women's tournament.
Chanda, prior to this tournament, Bruce Mwape is targeting to win the trophy for the first time in Zambia's history. He's saying we are going there to lift a trophy at the expense of teams like Nigeria, Cameroon, like we put it. We have stronger teams at the Women Africa Cup of Nations. Do you think it's now time for Zambia to actually lift that trophy?
Yeah, if you look at the previous tournaments that have been held, it's been difficult for South African teams to do it. However, if you get the comments from Bruce Mwape, he's also getting an inspiration from the Olympics outing where they performed better. Zambia did well. They lost. It was a big bashing against the likes of Brazil. However, we gave a good account and represented the African continent well. And now, having those words coming from the coach, who's up beating now at the back of that tournament, I wouldn't agree more. He feels the team is ready, and it's high time we put up a good fight and brought a trophy home.
Okay, +260-212-617140. In case you want to talk to us, you are given an opportunity to, contribute to the show. Or you can also send us a WhatsApp message on 0971-555-885. Let's move on, gentlemen. Let's look at the 2023 AFCON qualifiers results as Zambia beats Lesotho. Let's analyze that particular game that was played on Tuesday. I was almost having a heart attack.
It's not you alone.
The game started at a very high tempo, and I remember watching it at a certain place with a very good friend of mine, and I was looking at how Zambia started the game. We conceded so early, I think in the 13th or 14th minutes thereabout, and I was thinking, what are we trying to do? Anyway, at the end of the day, we won. Melvin, let me begin with you. Just the way Zambia performed.
Yes, four legs. At least we may say Zambia recorded their first win competitively. We managed to beat Comoros Island by 2-1. But yes, the game started on a good note. Zambia, despite they are still having challenges in mispositioning of passes. I think the players still have a lot to do in terms of accuracy in those passes that they entertain in the field of play. So for me, I think Zambia still the coach needs to work hard, especially on how the players should have the precision in terms of passing the ball to the other colleague. But having said that, I think Zambia did a very good job by recording a win, despite that most soccer fans were worried, especially when Comoros came onto Zambia and scored in the 13th minute through their danger man. I would call him, yes, Fadu Ben Muhammad, who scored in the 13th minute, and Zambia equalized through Captain Enoch Mwepu at the nick of halftime. That was 45 minutes into the end of first half. Mwepu equalized for Zambia. But then 88th minute came through a wonder goal scored by no other than Kings Rikangwa. I think for me, during that time, I remembered Kalusha Bwaria. I think the spirits of Kalusha Bwaria, just manifested in Cleans Kangwa and scored that wonder. The ball came with precision and accuracy, and Zambia, just recorded a 2-1 win.
I mean, but obviously, yes. We obviously remember Kalusha in such incidences when Cleans just, stood up and made sure that we actually won that particular game. But generally, our performance, was it on point, Peter?
It was a performance of two halves, mixed feelings. Like Melvin said, the first half was played at a high tempo, and we were forced to go into a panic mode. Of course, there was an error between Shemi, Tandy, and now the goalie. So we tried to settle in the game. However, we responded, or we played their game and not settling down and not coordinating those passes. We have a lot of incomplete passes. And it was, overall, it was a game of 60-40. I'll give a 40 in the first half because we were below par and ended up conceding a goal. And then we started chasing a game as early as the 13th minute, which is not good, if you ask me. For the home game, you have home fans whistling and jeering. So you go into a panic mode. It wasn't a good performance at all. I would urge Asanovic to find a winning team soon. Find a winning team soon and work on those coordinations so that we have a formidable team and we don't change players from time to time. Each game we have this player playing on and off positions. That also disadvantages them. It wasn't a good performance. It was an ugly win, if you ask me.
It was an ugly win. And they say a win is a win anyway. What was important is 3 points at the end of the day. Let's see if we can talk to someone. +260 212 617140. Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Morning, Forex.
Mkwai, Mudishani.
Mamuramu.
Shani mamuramu.
Nimifuairo mwanjo wakupa. Mwachiramu munguru.
Oh no.
Ukula itasha chawe, nari tesha muba. Ya, aona alikwata mamuramu. Ndema, nitawenu ati. Umfu hapa fila vya jaji. Zimbrana ugani rubana. Kata vya charara. Mamuramu.
Landiano mamuramu.
Oh, mputa kuna wa Amerika, sorry. Wa Amerika zani?
Yes, msakevasi. Mwifia mwino ka?
Mkwai, mwabuka vya wino yamba.
Wino ni mwa wankana emwe, but mwali mfabu wino tuwali wino.
Tuwali wina bola chatine, but though we struggled. Because if you look at the first 30 minutes of the game, at just 5 minutes we came into the party, but we had disturbed just after that goal was scored. And for me, the team looks organized. It's a matter of keeping them in shape and in one accord for a particular period of time. We may not see we may not see the best result that we are trying to expect from the current composition of the team, but if we keep them for too long, we may see the better result. What has kept other teams on the clean sheet, such as the Ivory Coast and Nigeria or other big teams in Africa, is because they've been blended for some time together. Now, but from Zambia, after to lose a ball. Kind of don't let it have a fight. So the prediction. After to Arusa, yeah, first of all, we go to Mamuram. Yeah, but Ninja Book Muram by far by force. Then coming to the Ndora United selection squad. I'm sure I am put them as the selecting committee. You need to put up a lot of factors. When you are blending about clubs, the same social football. Maybe that to hope Pangandora United as a team. We may not look at the obvious results now as positivity. The game of football is a developing sport which keeps on developing every day. So to Asara will take energy to replace those that are going out now. We may see the results in the next 2 years that it's a team that can even play some good football in the Premier League. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for coming through. Talking about Indola United, they'll be having trials start Monday. So if you are a footballer out there and you want to be part of the team, make sure that you make your way to Musa Kasonka Stadium. +260-212-617140. My phone is flashing again. Let's see if we can talk to this one. Good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Hey, wino bavore chanyi.
Wino mulishani naim.
Wino nebo chimba ndetu mina pa mushirika nzengu.
Bachimba kumushirika nzengu. Zambia 2, Comoros 1.
Okay, bora. First wala walira kuma players. All players would kwete pali no mani wala bene. Techi tuambio wala that shot about 12. First ni wala bene. First bateko. Kuntanchi. Chibasa mbokte awu. Nomba pali nomba. Bora walete. Yebyo vine bajirara ndoko. Ama players shuo kula viro kupera bora pamunango ka player na for the jezi la national team. Ama mistake kuchiachika. Nomba yali fulisha. Has the national team play ama players.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me go to the news minute. Thereafter, I'll be picking more of your calls and we'll discuss more about the Zambia national team and any other business that we have to do in sports. Let's stand by for the Sun FM News Minute. The Ministry of Green Economy and Environment Permanent Secretary John Msimuko has assured JICA of government's support in implementing the banana paper project, where banana stems are turned into paper.
Everyone is listening. Everyone is listening.
The Sun FM News Minute on Sun FM.
Watch mpali. Ala uja ama nitinkisa.
Mommy, you and your logic. I don't want to burst your bubble. But mommy, imani mpali every day.
Mutinta is right, Mom. Enjoy your mpali for sure. But take some time to check out all the amazing things to watch on your DSTV. There's a whole world waiting for you. Music on Trace Africa, Comedy Central, Come Dine With Me, Housewives of Durban, Crime and Investigation on ID Extra, Discovery Channel, and the Home Channel. And there's a package fit for your family's budget. So come on, Mom. Pick up that remote, click here and there. You'll be surprised how much is there to enjoy.
Okay, lelo zakamba kuli Uncle Imbani, and then chitambe makofi, and then telemundo. Okay, but there's a lot.
And all of this Nianu. DSTV Zambia. It's your moment. T's and C's apply.
You can bank on us to open your bank account in 3 easy steps. Step 1, download the app from your app store. Step 2, enter your details. Step 3, order your free debit MasterCard. Download the ZICB mobile app to open your account today. Zambia Industrial Commercial Bank, making tomorrow possible.
Welcome back to Sports with the Boys on Sun FM Radio and TV. I'm still here and I'm your presenter. My name's Lamek Zulu, aka Four Legs. I'm keeping you company until the hour of 11. We were talking about the national team and how they performed during the AFCON qualifiers. I mean, they lost to Ivory Coast and went on to beat Lesotho 2-1. We're getting your calls on +260-212-617140. Let's straight go into a call before I bring in the boys in the studio. Good morning.
Hello.
Hey,
my phone is Zaka.
Laka, ndanda na manani.
Not Saudi Arabia.
Ndanda na manani.
Happy Saudi.
Was Charles.
Happy Saudi.
Okay, tuamfa. London quickly.
Bora wa Zambia, okay. What do I team una de panga kwa 6%. But it's a wake-up call, quick coach, not a last and that's very winner. He needs to polish up the team.
in a time of June, July, up to September, the police about play like 2-3, wherever dig, where I'm more good, Kuba defender. Nadama Eri goes to the consider that 5%. So if I coach at least up to Macrab, the Tamako Bola, no more first attendance on a board. What are them further information? I saw number 8 to number 10. I feel access for prayer. So next time we say Trama is angry game we. The group we were angry. Don't have a photo of a man. Okay, one win.
To Atasha na ifuna mumu win. Anyway, as if you're watching us on Topside, you have the luxury to watch the highlights also of other games in the AFCON that we have played during the week. So make sure that you get yourself a Topside decoder and enjoy Sun FM on channel 91. Plus 260-212-617140. Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Folex.
Yes, DM, go ahead.
Thank you. Good morning, my disciple, Melek. At least we were vindicated this time around.
Yes.
Yeah, Melek is your disciple.
Yeah. Zambia Comoros, gentlemen, you have to bear in mind that Zambia went into that game with a lot of pressure. You know, having fumbled in the first game, they came under a lot of criticism and bashing. From local fans and commentators like Forex, of course. So you can understand the pressure that the team found itself in. So they started on a panic mode. Basically, we played that game on a panic mode, hence conceding that early goal. But going forward, like everybody else has said, let's believe in this team. I think the potential is there. We all agree. All that the coach needs to do now is draw up a program of preparation as well as reinforce the squad. We need 2 to 3 experienced players in that squad. The mwalimu ana misplaced passes mulela ndapo. Nipamula ndwa panicking in. There is no player in there who is able to hold on to the ball for just a minute or somewhere there. There has to be someone who can hold on. Number 6, Umokadi. Aikata ko bola alolesha not idabale papa ma second bola pa ilate taka yani, you know what I mean. So let the coach, but there is, earlier in the week, gentlemen, the coach said, if you have any players you know that he doesn't know, can you suggest to him that you think he should be included in the squad? But according to him, in Zambia, he knows 100 players and he's okay with the squad. But honestly, if I were to be asked that question, I would propose the likes of Benson Sakala for number 6. Absolutely. Then also Kunu Makulia. I would also propose Topila Suns can also play in J6. He used to be that in the past. True. I can also propose Simon Silimba, Zesco, as well as Faxon Kapum. So I would like to hear from you, gentlemen, what would be your advice to the coach in terms of additions that are needed to the squad? Because we cannot pretend. The game against Lesotho will be a hard nut, believe me. Lesotho will give us a lot of problems. So we need to prepare adequately as well as reinforce the squad.
Yes,
thank you so much, gentlemen. Good morning.
Thank you very much. And GM, I totally agree with you. I mean, in terms of those names that have been proposed, obviously Benson Sakara is one of them. I did propose Nathan Sinkala as one of the players that can be included. Stofera Sunzu was one of them. Even Rainford Kalaba, in my view, can add a little bit of value because that team lacks experience. It lacks leadership, and we need such players in that particular team. Peter, your take before we take a listen to what Asanovic said after the game.
I couldn't agree more with the previous caller. We actually need a natural-born leader in the team. We have a blend of youngsters and mid-aged players. However, we need the experience. I would love to have Kenneth Mwene in the team. I would also love to have either Stopira Sunzu or Benson Sakala. However, I feel Nathan Sinkala would do well in the holding role so that way we release Mwepu to go play up there. Up top Mwepu, we can get the best out of him. But when you play him in the holding role, he doesn't really blossom as he should be. And then up there, I wouldn't mind having the experienced guys to just give them morale and give the boys what it feels like to win, what it feels like to be at the AFCON. We've missed 3 on a trot. Missing 4 would spell disaster. We need experienced players to blend in with the new breed and the mid-aged guys so that we can have a formidable team. Someone to voice talk to the boys, calm down, or let's now have these 3 minutes added to make use of the 3 minutes to our advantage. So I agree with the previous caller. We need leaders, not just the armband leadership. We need a player who can still instill the values into the young boys to say, let's do this.
Before I get to you, Melvin, let's listen to what Asanovic said after the the game. So let's take a listen, then I get your reaction from there, then we move on from there.
What I say yesterday, it is a very tricky game against the Comoros. Comoros is tough opponent, but what I say yesterday, I so happy tonight because my team, he have the character, he have the everything, and just congratulations the captain and my players because he's give everything, give 200%. Thanks for the supporters who is coming on tonight on the game, and we just continue work hard, and we are waiting September for the two games against Lesotho.
Okay, so that's the voice of Aliosa Asanovic, just giving an account of what he saw on the pitch, and he thinks his players were heroes. They did what he expected. Your reaction, Melvin, going forward, we are facing Lesotho, who drew with Ivory Coast 0-0.
Yes, Felix, having watched Lesotho drew 0-0 to Ivory Coast, I think it's not an easy team. Lesotho, for me, I think Zambia should work hard, especially what we saw on Tuesday. DM just mentioned of misplacement of passes. Of course, Zambia in that area is still struggling, even though the coach, Sonovic, is saying that the team has got character. Character is there, but the players need to coordinate. They must be psyched in terms of the placing of those passes. Because if you looked at the game that Zambia played Comoros, I think in most of the occasion the players were being those passes were misplaced, so to speak. Zambia couldn't, play the usual game, a one-touch, football. Most of the time, they were just doing a misplacement of passes. But going forward, we are playing Lesotho, I think, on 19th of September, and then on 28th September away. So Zambia, I think, for me, they need really to work hard, especially in the cohesion of the team. They need to coordinate so that, going forward, as Chanda said, I think, for me, also, I would propose that experience is lacking. If you remember the team that, Christopher Katongo did captain in Gabon, I think, he had that aspect of motivation. He used to motivate these colleagues, even in the camp, even on the field of play. So that is lacking in the current Zambia national team. Also, I think on number 6, yes, I'm also looking at Salulani, Pili, the one who plays his trade in South Africa. I think is quite a holding midfielder who can do well. And also, as you said, Benson Sagara from the one who was going to play abroad. So I think there we need that kind of players who can assist Zambia. So motivation is lacking in the team. We need that motivation. The coach has said the team, the players, they've got character, but we still need the coordination in the team.
Yes, and he says if you have any other player that you can suggest, you are free to suggest to those players. Let's take a listen. Let's get it from the horse's mouth, not at 4 legs. The coach said it. Let's listen to Asanovic.
Of course, Ivory Coast is already there. Almost two teams. It is a fight for the 3 teams. Sorry, we are fight for the 1 place. But we have also a difficult game in September against Lesotho. Not I hope. I'm sure I find the time to visit my players around Europe and also around the Africa to talk and prepare for the 2 games, which are coming very soon. For the experienced players, Do you have maybe some names? Can you tell me? Maybe I don't know. You know, also this is a big question. You know, can you propose me, suggest some guys who I not, who maybe I don't know, because.
Yes, and he says we are free to suggest. I like it because he opens up a Pandora box. And I don't know how easy his work is going to be because I know Zambian fans. When obviously the likes of Kennedy Mwene, will be proposed. The likes of Nathan Sinkala will be proposed. The likes of Renford Kalaba, among others, will be proposed in that squad. Let's see if we can squeeze in 2 callers and then we get back to the studio. Good morning. Okay, we seem to have lost that one. +260 212 617 Good morning.
Good morning. Morning.
Kindly reduce the volume on your gadget, either your TV or your radio, so that we communicate effectively.
Talking to Supake Baranjap.
Supake. Namu weshako volume kuchirimba.
Okay. Na napo mwani itimu magafu pari wa Zambia. Awe na mwani ni pari wa Zambia penango waruse wa wini ndatapoda bati. Apai fikiri timu, apari fikiri timu. Kano tuwaitako vista abalama kaprea abalaba sindishi 22 badia. At least ko bara experience na ikura. Ero bogoro futi mune bara tena ma club zaya inderera. Sabai karata tio bari kara panja bara tena ma club zaya inderera. So at least ko bara na tuwabeta. Nishina de soto at least ko tuwa sa isha tuwa muina ko panto le soto na era mona mukari. Hari mena Ivory Coast draw so at least ko tuita iteko fie apene vyo tu papa te kwa ma guys ave ne bari kumufugu. Nana vyo kwa papa da ko vese. From 2012, 10 years that we qualify for sure. So at least when it has to go in, to let you go. Morufo, Poten Guamano, when they find people who are Tupira nsunzu kwanze bali abantu baramuwakoronganika pamonisha AFCON ibotre imyageni omno baranga tabari ko iri timu teti zinde ja AFCON ja chile teti patari adotuma pass wale pera kwati wale trainer ba training kashi muri pamolete ya muri mo qualification muri po papa abantu wabete ko eteko pambeni wino mwe bantu imo.
Thank you very much for coming through.
Right.
Okay. Bakamanga twalibeba chasharira bena. It's not me. I mean, I've put up suggestions, so it's up to Faz to either, advice is free of charge. It's either they take it or not. And especially that I do it on air, so +260 212617140. If you are following us on Facebook, you have the luxury to watch those highlights as well. Please reduce the volume on your radio before we talk. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning, thank you. Who are we talking to?
Folex,
Shan kuchirira bombwe.
Akamba tre kwentfityo wino nomba kabona tekale mone kaka waya pa Zambia bamdala. Kabona tetika ipantachi bamdala na umfoyo mwache muri na nkoyo. Arera ndabe pamiramba ka chero nomba aba ikaba tia bola kai ni chala baniwe. Leo mwachoyo bamdala. So the most important thing bamdala mwali mono pa twatele bwino. What we need to do now is let some players bari abakare bakweteko experience. Those of us money kanomba try to have a play angala say. What is try and ela, We have players so that we can summon Arena Trip, Arena Kalava, Arena Sofila and Sulzubaria. So I talk of a trip like talk of a beef for team Amdala. I call it talk of Amdala. You never coach that more talk of you. Mr. Folex, are you getting me?
Ndemi umfanali wewe that tukwete number 6 wanje that tapari hivyo waishu.
So the most important thing is when my advise the coach and at least to akata kwa ma players aba kabile kono tikatulete ya bamdala.
Okay, thank you very much for coming through. Okay, thank you very much. I don't know what Milamba. Melvin, is it you?
I certainly not. Yeah.
Definitely not a debutant.
Oh, okay. Okay, +26021261741. Good morning.
Mwashibuka mkwai.
Wino mwashibuka shantranda na manani.
Neo bana banda kuchirira bombwe kamiza isi.
Oh, bana banda kuchirira bombwe.
Mkwai ya bola sena alikaba.
Lande ntomfu.
Apandela ndakose timu balete kose balabene na kalaba. Abena kabaso at least mwalimu ona kuno makuli efo ya lipola alipe kwa timbi bayiche bale salangana instead bekatane ngama bangi bora kuikatana so yo timu ilio bali lipanga to bino nombape kunuma na pakati hapo pene pali problem tatureform sebanya nombapa kuwina again.
Thank you very much.
So bapose kwa maana bakochi benyango bale mone file kiganoti bale ngana bapange timu bali mona taliri wina again baisa mkubwekesha mu abantu bamobene kumona pale ama mistake bakuti ba controller.
Thank you very much for coming through.
Twatotera mkwazi.
Okay, on the 28th I'll be in Johannesburg to make sure that I give a lot of advice to the team as they play Lesotho. Then there's a message here which says, okay, let's talk to this one, then I get to the message. Good morning.
Morning, Mudishan.
We know Mudishan.
We know never join Kuchavo.
Vachirira bombwe mulife bwino.
Tulipe bwino nomba fe tureba BP bola yakayene. Tabalete ya bwino abantu ngeso balirada.
Va John na alimievere nero tabalate ati bora ya Zambia tabatamba soba. Alirandira passport snapshot.
Awandi litope mwanda kula tamba na mapanado. Babweshe ko babe nyesire yanda bonza. Babweshe ko bali na barete bola kare barabare katenu mabean sunzu no chifi aba nankana baba ito baretera baba kwati mabola tapare so barete so bare make fiama ifo tule fa bola itinde mzambia no chifi barete ya bafore.
Okay, thank you very much for coming through. Now Chanda writes a message on WhatsApp and he says, why do you need Kalaba in the team when he is drinking water at on the bench at TP Mazembe? Melvin.
Yeah,
he's a bench warmer. He's been reduced to a bench warmer.
Somehow they call to have Kalaba in the team. You know, somehow they are right. They are on the point because you know, if you watch TP Mazembe at the time they are playing the Continental, I think Kalaba, yes, I would agree that he has been warming the bench. But if you talk of you know. People like Sunsunzu at the back, I think Sunsunzu just 2 days ago he was playing. He played full 90 minutes. I think Sunsunzu can add value to the team. So I agree. Kalaba, yes, he has been a bench warmer. But these others like Sunsunzu certainly need to be part of the team and also bring a natural midfielder, number 6, by the name of Salvan Piri. Also, maybe try Nathan Sinkala just to stabilize so that we allow Enoch Mwepu play his usual number 8, so that he'll be able to supply the ball to Paston Daka, Fashion Sakala, and also Edward Chilufya. And you saw on Edward Chilufya, I think, at the expense of Prince Mumba, when he started the game, I think he was able to run with the ball. He has got physique, you know, and very huge. And so for me, I think that was a good move to start Edward Chilufya in the starting 11. But we need number 6 so that we stabilize the team going forward.
Okay, this message says, good morning, Folex. The coach doesn't know what he's doing. He's just getting free money. The duty of the coach is to mold local players to become professional players. Let him groom local players to become defenders and midfielders. We only need Sunzu, Sinkala and Mwene to boost the team. The players were too complacent, exhausted, and they lacked morale, as if they were not training and they were paid allowances. If they lose against Comoros, they should be whipped. This is Badaka Ichipale. Coach, pull up your socks. This is Mukowe of Masaiti. Thank you very much for that particular message. +26021261741 is the number that you're using. Okay, even as we allow those calls to come through, Faz is planning to establish a coaching school. It's a long-term project, and obviously they would want as more coaches to be trained so that Zambian football can develop? Melvin, I'll start with you, then I get to Peter, then we'll take a listen to what Maliti said when he was opening this workshop yesterday.
It's a good move that Faz, is proposing. Let them go ahead, to introduce that coaching program, because that will certainly allow more of our Zambian, coaches, even those ones, to start coaching, so they will be able to learn just within Zambia and have get their knowledge in coaching. That is a good move. Let us, just go ahead with that move to introduce that program. That is a very good move for us.
Peter, the 4 days courses that coaches go to will now be a thing of the past. 4 days you have a D license. 4 days you have a C license. 4 days you are you can coach any other team. Now that will come to the past. Your take on this one?
A thing of the past, indeed, it will be. This is a brilliant move, if you ask me. Let's have as many coaches well-trained, well-groomed, and well-prepared to tutor as well as lead these other clubs. Let's take football to where it was in the glory days. If we have as many trained coaches to develop football from the grassroots, we will be a giant footballing nation, not where we've fallen to. We used to be up there, but I think the grassroots have been messed. We don't have proper infrastructure as well, I must mention. Even as they look at training coaches, let's also have the government as well as FAS to look at the infrastructure. So it's a good move, brilliant move. Let's have as many coaches. And I must say, let's take away politics out of this also.
Yes, let's take away politics out of it. Let's listen to what Maliti said when he opened that workshop yesterday.
Under the Andrew Kamanga-led executive, we have drawn a 10-year strategic plan that places a high premium on coach education and youth development, as evidenced in the number of high-quality courses we have organized, including CAF courses, A, B, and C, FIFA courses, and now the UEFA one, which you are attending today. We conducted FIFA youth courses where 60 coaches were trained. This was specifically designed on new methodologies of training young players in December 2021. We conducted the first ever FIFA high-level goalkeeping course. This was very important as we had seen the need to improve the goalkeeping department. I have no doubt that going forward, the coaches that have attended will put the knowledge to good use.
Okay, so let's hope they'll put the knowledge to good use, and let's put our time to good use here. There's a message here which says, good morning, four legs. CHIPOLOPOLO must improve in all departments. We need Sunzu, Kawaso in defense, Sinkara and Kalaba in the midfield, and maintain the same strikers. But the coach should not hesitate to substitute strikers like Daka. Daka was too complacent and smart for the game. We expect goals from European-based professionals. The coach should be serious with the training, summon players on time, instill discipline, and don't allow fans to enter the dressing room. Probable lineup. Anyway, we don't have time for that. But anyway, we get your message. Unfortunately, there's no name, but we know that you are writing from Masaiti. Fans entering the dressing room. Where was the team manager? I mean, we saw social media bars with a lot of photos. I mean, even one of my colleagues from a named radio station was posing for those photos. But the question is, where was the team manager?
And the security also.
I mean, the security personnel for CHIPOLOPOLO, where were they?
Yeah, I think that was uncalled for. That should not be allowed going forward. We saw, and everyone complained about that. We saw, as you said, social media, did talk about that, fans entering the dressing room. I think that itself is, it should be not allowed in the team. For legs, you and I know that if we allow such a kind of character entering the dressing room, you know, who knows? Others, women, you talk of women, you know, it's just, I was just reading social media, you know, write-ups where one was mentioning that, you know, who knows who can enter with something in the dressing room, and then, you know, something may just come up in there.
Okay, and the message here before we end quickly, I don't have time. Imweva, Panel, and Four Legs, those guys are done. Let's look at the future. Why should we be relying on players approaching 50 years old? They are not Ronaldo or Thiago Silva. Anyway, that's your opinion. You are entitled to it, and we respect it. Looking at time, this is where we come to the end of Sports with the Boys. On behalf of Peter Chanda and Melvin Melek, this has been Lamek Zulu, a.k.a. Four Legs, saying stay blessed. Continue enjoying our programming on Sun FM Radio and TV. Coming up next, on top of the hour, are the headlines.
Good one.
With the headlines at 11, my name's Lamek Zulu. Minister of Technology and Science Felix Mtati has informed the Ministerial Council of the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development meeting on strengthening sustainable investment policies. Copperbelt-based economist Manasseh Siwila has appealed to government to fully restore subsidies on fuel and electricity. The Ministry of Green Economy and Environment Permanent Secretary John Msimuko has assured JICA of government support in implementing the banana paper project, where banana stems are turned into paper. And those were headlines.
Headline news on the hour, every hour, on Sun 88.5 FM.
Oi, nina kankani. Nikuza wakumbuka kazi wapaka show pacha. Bananipasa secret. Ukumbuka tu mnanga senze kudia breakfast pa nyumba. But hapa bashito imbekeza kali bwenda kunchito. Nikuza nikapanga muffins, napanga fitumbua na maskono, napanga maspombe. Awe shwara. Kwani lisabu na bwina.
So nikuza kupanga cha muffins, maspombe ndiye secret.
Iwe secret tena nanipasa wajakazi ni big